Hello, everyone. So, how are we doing today? Welcome to the episode 3 of Know the Happiness How with Winko Chow. I'm your host, Wing Commander Satyendra Chauhan, joining you from Bangalore, India. And, well, guess I am excited. You know what? Well, I'm recording my first interview podcast in the Happiness How in Office Space series. And my guest today is Mr. Y. Dattatreya. Mr. Dattatreya has had an illustrious career in the corporate and now is a trainer, mentor, coach, and consultant. Moved up in his career in senior positions in Sun Pharmaceuticals, which is again a very large pharma company in India, one of the largest rather, in the US rather, and fifth largest, specialty generic multi-billion dollar company globally. He was a vice president there, and he was a group president looking after OD and HR in Yash Birla Group, another multi-billion dollar Indian industrial conglomerate group. And later he was director, organization development and human resources with Wadi Group, which is India's largest vertically integrated solar energy solutions company. And he's also on the board of directors for a few company. So, and without much further ado, I would like to bring on Mr. Dattatreya. Welcome, sir. Welcome to
Yeah,
Know the
I'm
Happiness
so glad
How
to
with Vinko Chow.
I'm so glad to be here.
Oh,
Good.
sir, pleasures, all ours. To have you here. So before bringing you on the screen, I was, reading your illustrious background and career and portfolio. So, so I was just, going through the achievements that you've had in the corporate world. And so let me tell our viewers and listeners that he's not only a trainer, mentor, coach, and consultant. He's, has trained about various managerial cadres in 85 companies in 8 sectors, including software sector and other industries. He has trained about thousand. I stand corrected. 1,50,000 leaders, and coached around 6,500 leaders. Mentored director level, managers, and besides that, to further go on with his qualification, he's a licensed brain mapping practitioner, a master Reiki practitioner, a master NLP practitioner. He practices 23 therapies since last 25 years. That's a real wow, sir. And yeah, I must tell you all that he's also a professional energy healer since past 5 years. So, Datta, welcome to the first in the interview podcast series of Know the Happiness How with Vinko Chow.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm very glad to be here and addressing all youngsters who are struggling a little or achieved something but not happy. Okay, so I am here for them and thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, it's actually an honor for us to have you on the show. Like I was saying, and while I'm saying this, I have flashes of, our association and how it started. Uh, well, people and guys who are listening and watching us, if you believe in the likewise energies connect, here's an example. About 5 months back, when I grew my interest in social media, and due to its massive reach and my own purpose furthering, that was to empower millions across the world. I started, being participating and becoming member on various groups on social media. And here I must tell you, one of the very large groups on emotional intelligence application is administered by Mr. Datta, which has over 9,000 members. And I would be participating, contributing, and posting my views. So just about, I think, how many, 3 weeks or 4 weeks back, I get a call from Mr. Datta, and I would ask you to hear it from him, what he had to say and how we furthered. Yes, please, sir.
No, I said wonderful posts. You are posting in my in on my page. Uh, I would be happy if they're more related to emotional intelligence than just growth of people. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's how I talk to you, and I admitted quite a few of your posts and even podcasts,
Yes,
and
yes,
I
sir.
was happy about it. I was happy about it because there were energies flowing, so I loved the energies. I thought of contacting you.
And when we contacted, I think we hit it off instantly, and we ended up exchanging our emails and telephone numbers, and that call, by I remember, was on Messenger. So, and from then on, I think we've been talking to each other almost on a daily basis, and it has been, great conversation. And the biggest reason is that the abundance of knowledge that you carry with you, Datta, is really enormous, and it is so inspiring uh, in how use your experience coupled with that knowledge and bring the day-to-day things into real perspective, and which is useful to all. And I surely have benefited, and I am sure today in our session, all those people who've been, wanting to meet you and wanting to speak to you for a little while will certainly have much more, know-how on what you do, how you do things. And when I was starting off this interview series, you certainly were on my guest list. Uh, but what would be a better way than to start off with someone who's been there, seen it all, and would kind of share the experience that everyone across who's listening and watching you will savor. So,
Oh,
as
thank
you're
you so
aware
much.
about the theme of the podcast, which is to empower the young people around 25 to 29 years, these are youth who are grappling with certain negativity in workplace due to high amount of pressure, single living, metropolitan, lifestyles, fast paced, high pressure, long working hours, and yet this podcast is all about my core values and the core values that we practice in the resilient people, we practice in the resilience way. And we here respect the innate strength of our listeners and our viewers, and the only intention is to evoke an awareness while sharing our experience.
Maybe probably I would more address the problems in growth, okay, which
All
I'll
right.
couple with my own experiences, right?
Mhm.
See, today's generation, which we call millennials,
Yes,
the
sir.
kind of age group you mentioned,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
these millennials have a very good vision,
Yes.
okay? They're aggressive in their approach. And even the talents, capabilities, they are limitless. There is no issue. There are no issues about that.
Hmm.
But what they lack really is the strategy,
Hmm.
because of which they keep suffering uh, in a negative atmosphere. Okay,
Hmm.
don't know what to do. Right?
Hmm.
They try different methods. Sometimes they are rebellious. Sometimes they surrender, but they
Hmm.
don't know where they are going. Understand?
Hmm.
Basic strategy should be understanding that one has uniqueness and the unique talents have been gifted by the nature to them. That is
Oh,
the
that's
first and foremost thing, right?
excellent.
Second is this unique strength doesn't match with others. That means wherever they go, they are going to add value to that place,
So
right?
you're
That
trying
they
to
must
imply that we
choose.
are all different. We all
We
have
are all
uniqueness. Okay.
absolutely different. It
All
is
right.
the schools, colleges, organizations which have created machine from which they feel that you put a person on one end and another person from another end, and you put them on the other end.
Hmm.
and a person will come out creating standardized people in all our institutions. But people cannot be standardized because they are unique. Now, now it's okay. So, what will make a difference in people's growth is the strategy. And strategy should be do what others are not doing. Differentiation. Everybody has to differentiate himself or herself fully, completely. And in my career, I grew very, very fast. In fact, I got more increment than the highest professional who was occupying the head of the department's chair. Okay. How? Because I always chose problems. Because people, they fear the problems and they go away from the problems. So I caught hold of the problems. And when I caught hold of the problems, I found that there is nobody who has a jealousy towards me. Second, there were no comparisons at all. Okay. As a result, in problem solving, I became an expert. I was a troubleshooter for any company I worked in. Most difficult problems I used to catch hold of and solve them. Right? So
Okay.
nobody else would approach the problems because world over, if you look at 95 to 98% of the people, they are fearful of the problems
Hmm.
because right from childhood they have seen that whenever there were problems, parents did not pay attention to them. Whenever
Hmm.
there are problems, parents were either angry or frustrated,
Hmm.
right? So they started feeling that problems are bad.
All right.
Problems take away attention from
Hmm.
them. So they started fearing the problems. When you attach pain to something, what will happen?
Very true.
You
Very
would
true.
not touch it, you would not go towards it. Okay. So it's the life is full of pleasure and pain. Okay,
Very true.
whatever you have pleasure with, you approach them. Whatever you are painful about, you don't go towards it, right? So in fact, it is the problems which will give rise to your career. So your strategy should be attend to what others are not doing
Excellent.
as much as possible. Okay, if there is a problem from the customer, absolutely go drop yourself into center of the problem and resolve it. You will be noticed also.
Hmm.
It happened in my career so that there was a huge strike by all militant unions in West Bengal in a large steel company where I was
Okay.
simply a OD officer, OD executive,
All
right?
right.
Operational development executive.
Hmm.
Now, nobody was going towards that place because even engineers were very, very fearful about getting hit by these very militant people.
Okay.
So my senior said, "Can you do something about it?" I said, "Why not?" Though it was not my forte, it was not my function. Still, I said I can meet it. And the moment I said yes, then he said, "Okay, doors are open for you." Nobody was on the shop floor in melting shop, steel melting shop.
All right.
So I collected about 25 to 30 people who were non-technical in nature and went to the department.
Okay.
And the departmental head taught us, how to do the bricklaying in Bessemer converters, in steel melting shop and all that.
Hmm.
And believe me, 30 of us worked for about 21 days till the strike was called off by unions. So, first time there was a lot of pleasure that we faced a challenge and we came out successful.
Hmm.
But but I didn't know that I came to the notice of highest authorities of the organization, including MD.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Now he started employing me wherever there was a trouble in the plant. So away from my own function, I started getting into the problems and bottlenecks in the company, which I continued to do wherever I went. Which I continued to do wherever I went. As a result, I was called a troubleshooter in companies.
Excellent. So,
Right?
so all those young professionals who are listening, just take a note. What you have to remember is that there is uniqueness in each one of us, and it is only matter of time that it shows up. And when the opportunity arises, you should stand up to it and different become a differentiator. So that is what I think you're saying. Now I come to a slightly a harder one.
Yeah.
Talking about the boss's mindset. So when I say that, we would want to understand as to what happens when you're at a very high echelon and or the highest rung of the ladder. Uh, that starts causing negativity at the workplace or in the office space. So, do you have, maybe a couple of points that our viewers and listeners can, take in and understand something, or maybe at least if it arises, if the situation arises, they're always ready for it.
Yeah. The first angle I'll present is the culture.
All right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Culturally, we all Indians, including with millennials, we feel that there are
Uh-huh.
senior
Uh-huh.
to us, and they occupy higher positions. And
Okay.
unfortunately, every youngster develops some expectations from them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they start revering also a little. They give a lot of respect and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, unlike earlier generation,
Mm-hmm.
these expectations are what the seniors are not, the people at higher levels are not able to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It
Mm-hmm.
so happened in several of my workshop for leaders that I had DIATs. DIATs means a senior and a junior. They
Mm-hmm.
attended my sessions. I
Okay.
kept all seniors away and asked them, what do you expect from your
Mm-hmm.
subordinates or immediate reportees? They
Okay.
started writing. And also, I separated this group of youngsters and I said, what do you think your boss is expecting from you?
Mm-hmm.
And when both compared the notes, what was found was almost 70% of the expectations of seniors was not known to juniors. And what juniors expected from seniors, they did not know 50% of it.
Okay.
The expectations don't match.
Okay.
Okay. So we keep some of the bosses on the pedestal,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't belong to that pedestal. They're also normal human beings.
Oh,
Like
that's
nobody in life has learned how to make decisions.
uh-huh.
Nobody in life has learned how to behave. Nobody in life has learned how to maintain relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has learned how to communicate the feelings.
Mm-hmm.
These are never taught in colleges, schools, anywhere for that matter, including families.
Okay.
People learn it by trial and error.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So these people who are occupying higher positions, they also are coming from the same breed.
All right.
So expectation that if he is a boss or if he is a father or if he is a mother, they will be like this or they should be like this is totally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Today, if you go to at higher levels, you find people more and more analytical in approach.
Yes,
And
that's true.
that analysis always leads to some kind of paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because when you practice analysis more and more, then humanity goes out of you.
Mm-hmm.
You won't simply use logic, you simply are tagged to all tangibles, and tangibles in themselves have no meaning because it is intangibles which give tangibles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it is in
So
a way from inside to outside than rather from outside to inside.
absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So the expectations that people who are occupying higher positions will be like this is
Hmm.
absolutely wrong. In fact, the second point that I would like to mention is
Hmm.
that these people who are at the higher echelons of the corporates, these people normally are alone. And do you know what aloneness brings? It brings a kind of insecurity. Imagine their position also that they don't have ground level information or data. And when
So
you
very
don't
true.
have information or data, what kind of mindset you will have? You will be suspicious of people when they give information, whether it is right or wrong.
Hmm.
You understand? And you can't decide that, you can't even ask them.
Hmm.
Okay?
Hmm.
So they have to pretend quite a few times that they are able, they are knowledgeable, they are analytical, they know virtually everything, but actually it is not happening.
Hmm.
And youngsters who are working for them, they feel that this person has to be respected, this person has knowledge, this person knows everything. And they find at one point of time that no, our assumptions were wrong. Then they start detesting the person, then they start bringing down the prestige they had for this person in the mind. As a result, they get frustrated quite a lot.
Hmm.
The third point is a generation before, if you look at the industry, in that industry, there was a bit of humanity. Okay, there
All
was a
right.
human touch.
All
Human
right.
touch.
Hmm.
If nobody else was practicing it, at least the HR or the personal department, they used to call it, they
Hmm.
used to practice it quite a bit.
All right.
Can you imagine, even if the workforce is about say 5,000, there was a timekeeper who would remember every person, every employee, his family members' names and their ages, and whether marriages are taking place or not.
Hmm.
Okay. But today, HR has become a business associate in each company. When they
That's very
become
true.
business associates, they serve
Hmm.
the purposes of business and not the purposes of human resources.
So very interesting.
So,
Hmm.
so what happens is, if any employee has any complaint or grievance, they don't know who to go to, because they know that even if they go to HR is not going to resolve their problems.
Hmm.
They are more business oriented.
All right.
Okay. Next point is, what we expect from leaders is that they would be emotionally intelligent.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, they are not. It has been found that it is in the middle management and lower management that emotional intelligence is more, and not at the top of the hierarchies. Okay.
Okay.
This was a research finding actually.
Hmm.
Okay. So when you lack emotional intelligence, which is not adequate, then how do you look at the world? Same way, we see politicians today occupying highest chairs in the government and are incapable of understanding humans with sensitivity and with compassion, which we're seeing in COVID also.
Very true.
Right?
Very true.
There are no, yeah. So there are no positive approaches.
Hmm.
There is no empathy. There are no social skills, because for long they have been alone on the chair. So social skills are limited. So
Very
what do
true.
you expect of the bosses? Treat them as other human beings
Hmm.
and treat them equal to you. That's what my suggestion is to youngsters, that treat them equal to you, because they possess some unique strength, you possess a different unique strength, so they cannot be superior to you.
So
But
very true.
when you use the language, be logical about the language. right?
Hmm.
Don't try to dominate them, don't try to surrender to them. Both the things are not correct, because we know only these two things in spectrum, either
Hmm.
dominate or surrender. No, you have to be in between.
Hmm.
Speak logic,
That's
right? this
that's
is this is what is this is what is I think about the top people in the organizations.
so in a way you were suggesting that the barriers that a young professional creates around him or her, and so there can be times when they also have to be equally empathetic and compassionate to understand that their leader or the boss is also going through these similar emotions as they are, and if the need arises, they should kind of try to find ways within hierarchy to reach the leader. Is is that correct? Is that
Yeah,
reading correct?
I'll give a simple. I had a boss,
Mm-hmm.
but before entering the intelligence, or even for that matter behavioral sciences. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
he used to always shout. He used to shout.
Mm-hmm.
Virtually everything he
Uh,
used to shout.
uh,
In
I
his
think I'm losing you.
healthy
I'm losing you. So I
people
think
can become angry.
hello. Yeah, Lata, I think I'm
Now it's
losing
okay.
you. So can we just repeat that whole
You're
thing
not able to
again?
listen.
Where you saying that there's another thing
Yeah.
about leaders? What is that? In the human
Yeah.
behaviors?
Now I was giving you an example. Entered the profession. I knew about behavioral sciences,
All
emotions,
right.
emotional
Mm-hmm.
intelligence, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my bosses was highly critical, highly dominant, highly. I mean, who can humiliate? Who will get angry? Who will shout? Only those who are insecure within.
All right.
Only helpless people get angry. You understand? They cover helplessness by anger. So I knew it.
Okay.
So whenever
Okay.
he used to shout, I would look
Mm-hmm.
at him. I would look at him and say, "Poor
Mm-hmm.
fellow, helpless," and that will dissolve. That will dissolve all my reactions towards him. Right?
Very true. So like I suggest sometimes if when your boss is angrier, and what I would do in my office is imagine a picture of or that poster which says of a chimpanzee saying boss is always right. So and it would bring that smile on my face sometimes. So
Right.
I don't know if that can that metaphor can work here. So well,
In
it
fact,
was
this works better, because you should
okay.
understand that any person who is trying to dominate, or
Uh-huh.
one who is trying to shout, one who is trying to control, one who
Hmm.
is trying to be angry, aggressive, these people basically are insecure within themselves.
Hmm.
Okay?
All right.
They in fact carry less self-worth, and they want to bring down the self-worth of other people also. Okay, this is most plausible explanation.
So the youngsters need not bother. What
Okay,
they have to think is they have to understand their self-worth. That is what you're saying. That one should understand their own self-worth,
absolutely.
and not necessarily be kind of impacted by the aura of the leader around.
Leader around.
That those are some very very interesting points that you've made. Uh, Now, yes, I would want to understand, what keeps you going. And if I may ask, at this age, there's quite some time. I know you're involved with so many things. What actually drives you? What is your purpose? What is your vision? And what is your goal that is keeping you going?
I understood quite a while ago that what matters in a person is the energy level.
Oh,
Even when I conduct interviews in panels for the organizations, what I see in the candidate at first is the energy level. I don't look at knowledge because knowledge can be learned very fast. I don't look at the skills because they also can be learned very fast. But what people cannot get easily is the energy levels.
all right.
And people cannot fake the energy levels.
Mm-hmm.
If they fake the energy level in one moment, in another moment, they will be energyless absolutely, right?
Okay.
So it's energies which keep me going, and I also spread energies to people. I give energies to people. In
Yeah,
fact, I am giving energy medicine to people right now.
yeah, that actually, one is that yes, we share that thought. I am also an energy man, and that is how I say, everything happens for some reason, and it is our energies which take us places. You know,
Absolutely.
I remember people saying, and that when you want certain things, if your energies are right, you would attract all right energies, and they will take you and place you at that level or in that bracket of energies which will automatically take you to your purpose. So well, very interesting point that you were making. So and which has relevance to the times which are there today or generally are there, which is as an energy practitioner and healer, what do you think would be the long term solution to countering the setbacks? While I'm hinting at the present situation, I am also wanting to understand the normal resilient way, normal physical resilience or mental resilience, emotional resilience, or yes, if people understand and believe in spiritual resilience. So, what is that you would want to share on that?
Yeah, there is a beautiful technique in neuro-linguistic programming called reframing. Reframing.
Wow. Okay.
See,
Yeah.
when we look at the situations, we feel that oh, see, no situation is ever worse. Okay, you have to do the reframing. Okay,
Okay.
suppose boss is shouting at
Hmm.
you, you say, okay, he's trying to give me a lesson or two, let me understand them. Okay, and this was a good lesson. After coming back from his cabin, you say, oh, this was the only lesson he wanted to give you, though his behavior was worst, his words were worst, everything was
Okay.
worst, but this is one lesson he wanted to give me and I got it, right? That is
Okay.
reframing. If you
Haha.
lost something, if you lost something, then you say, okay, I am feeling sad because I was attached to it. Suppose I remove the attachment away.
Hmm. Hmm.
What would happen, right? Like, for example, in one of the flights, I lost my iPad.
All right.
Okay. The moment, I got down from the flight and I was coming home, I checked it. I did not find one, okay, which I
Okay.
possessed.
Okay.
So immediately I was sad because it was a loss, right? Then I did not go to home. I straight away went to one of the Apple shops and bought an iPad, new iPad, and came home, right? You have to immediately replace it, reframe it, replace it with something which is equally costly.
So
Okay.
and and
So
as we are talking of happiness, how so how do you suggest that reframing of the mindset can happen? How do you
see,
suggest? What are the ways?
every situation can be reframed.
All right.
Every situation can be reframed. Okay. Suppose uh, boss says you are incapable. Just ask him, how do you deduce that? Okay.
All right.
If he tells you the reason, then you say, okay, these were his expectations. Okay. I did
Okay.
not know about these expectations. Then
Uh-huh.
immediately there is a change in frame of your mind.
All right. Uh-huh. That's very
So
interesting.
changing the frames is very important.
Mm-hmm.
See, every situation has a silver lining, and only if you look at silver lining, the change is very immediate. You can bounce back. You can bounce back immediately. Even people who come with frustration to me, Even
Mm-hmm.
people who come with a lot of disappointments, see, I tell them that immediately fix another goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In
Okay.
fact, something like frustration is a beautiful feeling. Beautiful feeling. It is telling you that you had potential, but you did not apply to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You did
Okay.
not apply to the situation. Now there is no meaning in getting disappointed with it. Establish another goal and use your full potential. That is the only way to come out of it. In fact, all negative emotions are not negative emotions. They come to give you signals. And if
Oh.
you understand the signal, you will never get into the trap of negative emotions. First
Oh.
thing. Second part is happiness is of two kinds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness is of two kinds. One is permanent happiness, second is temporary happiness. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At first, let us take up temporary happiness. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Temporary happiness is if I get a promotion, I will be happy. If I get a raise, I will be happy. If I go to that hill station, I will be happy. If I go to that beach, I will be happy. If I eat so many sweets, I'll be happy. If I
All
go
right.
to that party, I will be happy. All these produce temporary happiness because after getting promotion within 15 days, you are again back to square one. Okay, you don't
Very
feel
true.
elated anymore.
Yes,
After
yes.
eating sweets and digesting them, you don't feel happy anymore. Ask you to look for 8 hours or 10 hours because you're feeling happy, no?
Very true. Very true.
Can you look at it for 8 to 10 hours?
Absolutely.
You will get bored.
Very true. Very
You
true.
will get bored. Okay. So these are all temporary happinesses. But one who goes for permanent happiness, okay,
Mm-hmm.
permanent happiness can be achieved by some methods, including Sedona method, I call. Okay. You can
Okay.
really go towards it fully, completely. Whether whether there is a reason or not, you will always feel happy about yourself and happy about your life and happy about your career.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Okay.
Okay. So one is strategy, second is happiness. Permanent happiness is what you go towards.
All right.
When your energy levels are high, always people will be scared of you, including your bosses will be scared of you. Your energy levels have to be very, very high all the time. And these energy levels can be high only when you are happy.
All right. But
Okay.
I would want to understand when you say scared, what you exactly mean. I mean, when your energy levels are high, I mean, why would your bosses be scared of you?
Because see, automatically your high energies confuse others. That's
Uh-huh.
why I say always, and I talked to you also some time back,
Yes.
when your consciousness level goes up,
All right.
then you only attract people who are of similar consciousness. Similarly, when you go with high energies, you only attract people who have high energetic levels. Those with low energetic levels will always be little fearful of you, scared of you, confused about you. They don't know how to deal with you.
That's that's so very, interesting to know. So if I have to, summarize this, uh,
Yeah.
the way to counter the setbacks is reframe. And I found, the we could actually break this word and say you reframe. So frame wise, if you can, change the
Yeah.
frames, that is the excellent thing. For that, you bring in new things, set in new goals, want to achieve, new things. That will be so very useful, tip for all those listeners and viewers who are listening to us. And so if they would want to know more about this, or if they want to understand more, would you like to tell us where our listeners and viewers can reach you, and where do we find you, so that we can, whatever sample that we are getting, we can get more loads from you.
Yeah. See, simple way to contact me is my email ID, which
All
is
right.
ydatta,
All right.
ydatta, gmail.com.
We'll
Okay.
put it. We'll put it in the
From
link below. Yeah.
Please do that, and
Uh,
that will be sufficient. Then they can get connected through mobile subsequently if the problem is little serious, or problem is wanting some attention of some coach or some counselor. Okay, then I can attend to through mobile. Okay.
all right. And so before we go, one last bit. What is your success mantra? One habit, or one attribute that you say can certainly bring about some change and bring about the necessary resilience and that smile and sparkle in the eyes.
Yeah, there are three things, rather than one thing you talked about,
Oh
asked
wow!
about.
So we get two more bonus.
the
Very
the
nice.
first one is your energy level.
All right.
Always maintain it high, and
All
there
right.
are thousands of ways to maintain your energy levels. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Second is self discipline is most important.
Haha.
If you don't have self discipline, you have to accept others discipline.
Oh, that's very
Okay.
interesting. Yeah,
So
yeah.
self discipline. So
Okay.
when you have self discipline, nobody can touch you.
All
Okay,
right.
nobody can do anything to you.
All right.
Okay, that is second thing, which is highly important. Third
Okay.
thing is, all the people in world have visions, goals, objectives,
Mm-hmm.
do to-do lists,
All right.
activities, but what they lack miserably is the strategy. Okay, you have
Okay.
to have strategy in communicating with family members, in communicating with bosses, in communicating with friends. Okay, that is
Mm-hmm.
what leads to good relationships. So
Mm-hmm.
even strategy in career. Okay, what kind of strategy you're adopting? Are you taking up only problems? Then you have no competition,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you take up something which has no competition, that's
Okay.
what businesses are doing, and that's what you should do in your career also, so that you become indispensable. If you keep doing what others are doing, you will keep getting what
What
others are
others are
getting.
getting. Very true. Very true. So now that you've given us so much, I'm sure we would turn little greedy and ask you. You said there are thousands of things that one can do to raise the energy level. Why don't you share little bit, little maybe few tips to raise the energy level? Maybe at different times of the day when you've had a bad night, or maybe you're going to bad hours at the office, and you've had a bad day in the office. So
Yeah.
now at these three
Every
times.
See, every person worth his or her name
Hmm.
has some positive experiences in life.
Okay.
Some positive experiences
Hmm.
during the childhood, during the adolescence, or during the adult state. Okay, adult stage,
All
they
right.
have some positive experiences. Minimum say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is,
Hmm.
right? One has to recollect these experiences and write it down somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, and start visualizing them.
Hmm.
Start visualizing the same scenes again and again and again.
All right.
Okay, so what happens is, whenever you bring them to your memory, your energy level will automatically be up.
Oh,
sad thing
excellent.
is that Sad thing is that we always remember negative experiences of life.
Hmm.
So negative experiences will take us in the downward spiral. Okay.
Okay.
If you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
upward spiral, then you have to only remember the positive experiences and bring them in front of your eyes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Excellent.
And that's where your energy levels go up.
Okay.
Secondly, keep in mind your energy levels are mostly dependent upon what we eat.
Hmm.
One has to be very careful what they eat.
Hmm.
Okay, and that will produce energies in you.
Hmm.
Okay, so take limited but very good nutritious food that will raise the energy levels. Third one is, I call it creative visualization.
Hmm.
Okay, so suppose you are going to face a situation, whether with boss, whether with anybody. you know, creatively visualize so many agreements taking place during
Mhm.
that visualization. You are saying something and the opposite person is agreeing to you. Okay,
All
right.
right. Very
So
true.
this visualization itself, brings up energy very suddenly.
Very true. Very true. So you need to devise your own creative means.
Yeah.
So so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whoever is listening in and watching us, please do remember these small little tips that have been shared. These are very simple to do things, and which can be, emulated in one's life very easily. And I'm sure there is much more, and whatever times that we have would fall short. So Datta, thank you so much for coming on, and I'm very sure that with so much to still gain, we would be more keen to get you back on the show and share some more insights and those valuable tips that can be incorporated in our daily lives to make sure that the happiness quotient is right here, right there, and the energy levels are much, much higher. So, with that, thank you once again. And it was a pleasure talking with you to understand some bit about the mindset of bosses. And like I said, one lifetime is not enough to understand the human behavior. I'm much more learned today, and I'm sure our viewers and listeners also would be. And guys, you all know where to reach him now. And otherwise, yes, do uh, but subscribe to the link below, and you will certainly reach us. And once you reach me, I will certainly direct you to Mr. Dattatreya, and we will soon have him back as we find some some kind of niche in this in his schedule. So till then, keep watching, keep smiling, and keep watching the Happiness How with Winkut Chow. And take care, stay healthy, stay peaceful, and stay blessed. Till we see you again, and that will be very soon. We say bye bye from me from Bangalore, India, and Datta from Mumbai, India. So, wish you all the energy. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Pleasure was all ours. And we shall
Thank you.
certainly have you back soon in the talk show. And I'm very sure there is much more to gain from you. Much, much more. Looking forward
Okay.
to seeing you again. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming on the show. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.